Okay, here we go. On the bottom of Chav Zayin Amid Aleph. The bottom of Chav Zayin Amid Aleph. Here we go. So we started the Gemara at the two dots, and we will pick up from there. Lo Yishin Big Day Kodesh. They would not sleep in their Big Day Kodesh. Rather, what would they do? They would take off their Big Day Kodesh, fold it up, place it under their head, and go to sleep in their Big Day, their PJs. Says the Gemara. This is maybe the makar for wearing PJs. Ulay efsher. Ulay efsher. Ulay efsher. Or maybe not. Interesting. Go back to the Mishnah. I just want to point something out. It's going to sound bizarre, but especially because you're sleeping in public over here. They would get undressed. And then what would they do? Umiskasin, and they would cover themselves, literally. Miskasin doesn't mean really dress themselves.
Cover?
It's more like a blanket. Yeah, but I don't know. You're in a public matziv sleeping with just a blanket. We all knew that kid in camp, but yeah, weiter. What? As soon you have someone waking you up, and yeah, weiter. Says the Gemara, Shino Deloi. The Mishnah said, Lo Yashenim. They wouldn't sleep in their Big Day Kodesh, obviously implying. Then what would they not do in their Big Day Kodesh? Sleep. Aval, however, Hilach Malchin, they would walk around in their Big Day Kodesh. Shemas Mina, from here we have a raya. Big Day Kahuna, Nitnu Lehanais Behoin. You're allowed to get benefit from Big Day Kahuna. Period. That's the raya from our Mishnah. Responds the Gemara, no raya. Amri. And again, we remind ourselves here in Talmud world, usually in other Masechtos, we have Amar Lei. Over here, we have Amri. So that's the raya. Amri, they responded, Hu hadin, the same halacha is, the afilu, that even hiluch nami loi. You're not allowed to walk around in your Big Day Kodesh. So the obvious kasha is, so why did the Mishnah say don't sleep in your Big Day Kodesh? If you can't even walk around in it, so the Mishnah should have said you could do nothing. V'ha and that which the Mishnah said, lo yishenim, they would not sleep, is because debai lemisna seifa. It wanted to write at the end of the Mishnah. Ella, rather, how you pushed and they would get undressed, umakaplin and fold it up, and place it under their heads. So, because the Mishnah wanted to teach sleeping arrangements, tell you how they slept, therefore, Katani Reisha, it said first, Nami lo yeshenim. Period. So why did the Mishnah say they didn't sleep in their Big Day Kodesh? We first thought it teaches us a diuk. What does it teach us? They didn't sleep. What do they do? Walk around. Responds the Gemara, no. They didn't even walk around in it. If they didn't walk around in it, so then why didn't the Mishnah articulate that? Says the Gemara, because the Mishnah had an agenda. Never good to have agendas in life, but that's what the story is. The Mishnah had an agenda. What was the agenda? To teach halachas how to go to sleep. So once it's teaching us how to go to sleep, it prefaces with Lo Yeshenim B'Big Day Kodesh. But the impetus of the Mishnah is not for the diuk, but rather for the din itself. Period. Says the Gemara, all thinking minds right now are being very bothered. V'hagufa kakasha. What you just said is a question. V'hagufa in itself, kakasha, is a question. Why? What did the Mishnah say? Umanichin oisan. They would place it. Where? Tachas rasheim. So if you take off your clothing and you use it as a pillow, are you benefiting from your clothing? Of course, it's a pillow. Shema mina. So that itself is a raya. The fact that you take off your Big Day Kodesh and use it as a pillow, Shema mina, that is a raya. Big Day Kehuna. Nitnu lihanos bahem. That you're allowed to get benefit from your Big Day Kahuna. Period. So again, Our agenda here is to figure out really a shas sugya. Can you get benefit from the big dekuna? Step number one was we thought we had a raya from the fact the Mishnah said you don't sleep. What's the implication? But you yes chill. Raya, you can get benefit. Says the Gemara, no raya. Why no raya? Because they just spoke about sleeping because of the end of the Mishnah. But really, they could not chill in it. Says the Gemara, this is ridiculous. What did the Mishnah say? They put their clothing under their heads, which itself is the same thing as chilling, exactly, itself a form of benefiting from the big dekuna. Not having a pillow is not a good matzav in life. So clearly the pillow is integral. Answers the Gemara. Ema, we shall say, neged roshehem. That when the Mishnah said tachas, what does the word tachas mean? What's your tachat? You're sitting on it. Under you. But the Mishnah didn't mean that. It means next to. So, you know, no.
So really, we have
okay.
to go back. So really, we have to go back to the Mishnah and edit the word.
Better believe it. We are editing the Mishnah, as they would say, like a beast. We are just.
If you learned the Mishnah, you would never have a kasha.
You would never in the world know of any clue what's going about, because you read the Mishnah, you would say it's under their head and it's only sleeping. So you'd have two rayos, right, so you could get benefits. So the answer, the question is better than the answer. The answer correct. So the answer is this is Mishnayos. Mishnayos are very broad. Why Mishnayos very broad? Because they're just teaching you laws, so therefore they write in very broad strokes. And the Gemara explains it, but you are correct that it's quite a misleading. When you see the words tachas and you look at the pictures and you see the guy sleeping with the clothing next to your head, you say whoever made the picture messed up. Like Shalom Aleichem, it says under their heads. And the answer is, the Gemara says. It's very hard. It's very hard, but okay.
Yeah.
Negative is not
no, it's next to your head. You're not getting benefit. When you go to sleep and you put your phone next to your head, are you getting benefit from your phone? No. It's next to your head. Okay. The answer is you have attachment issues.
I would add that into the Mishnah. What's it adding to the Mishnah?
Dr. Rav Papa, very good. Meaning, what's the chiddush? What's the chiddush? So really, there's two ways of answering. Before we see Rav Papa, the first way of answering is maybe hagufa. It's teaching us that you can't sleep on it. You would think, you tell the Kayanim, you're going to sleep at night, get undressed and put on your weekday clothing. Okay, great. So I'm use it as a pillow. So it could goofa be teaching you that chiddush, which exactly, which is mamish backwards. If the whole impetus is teaching you next to your head and you use the word under your head, that's pretty bad. But yeah, kacha.
It would be low on for them to sleep in their clothing where they're saying to take it off.
Yeah, meaning, and then what are we doing? It is very difficult. It is very difficult, but kacha, that's what happens. But Rav Papa comes along and he says, you see from here, a sidebar did. So again, we have to accept that as much as the Mishnah says the word tachas, it means next to. That's what it is, and we have to accept it. Comes along Rav Papa, Shema Mina. We have a raya from the Mishnah. Tefillin min hatzad. If your tefillin are on the side, sharyon, it is permitted. What does this mean? So we have to realize two things about what happens Bizman Chazal. Number one, three things actually. It's a three-step. Number one, they wore their tefillin all day. Number two, they went to sleep when the sun set. And number three, there were no night tables. So now when you put those three things together, you end up with a fascinating idea. I'm wearing my tefillin all day. The sun sets, I go to sleep because that's what you do. You work nighttime and go to sleep when it's dark. Great. So I go to sleep. So I take off my tefillin. Where do I put them? No, not side to side. No. It means right next to. Here's my pillow. I put my tefillin right here, and I go to sleep. Side doesn't mean on your head. Yeah, it means next to on your bed.
On the clothing.
It's the same attachment issues.
Same attachment issues. Baruch Hashem. A little more healthy. A little more healthy. He
has no pillow.
Maybe we don't know either. Again, we're talking about a regular person, not a kain. A regular Joe, Bisman Chazal, goes to sleep. He takes off his tefillin. This is my pillow. I put my tefillin next to my pillow and I go to sleep. Okay. So says Rav Papa, we have a raya from the fact they put the big dekuna next to their head. You're allowed to put your tefillin next to your head. What's the raya? Okay, but what's the raya that is next to your head? Who cares? What would the concern be? Oh, says the Gemara, what would the concern be? V'loi chayshinan, and we're not worried. Dilma, perhaps, mignodar, you're going to roll over, v'nafal alayu, and fall on top of it. Because what's it? Slow, go slowly. By the big day kahuna, step one was it's under your head. And we said, if it was under your head, what does that prove? You could benefit.
Right.
Says Mar, it's next to your head, so it's no proof you could benefit. Wait, if I'm going to roll over on top of them, Nachama, I'm getting benefit. So it must be, we're not concerned that you're going to roll over on top of it. Similarly, says Rav Papa, put your tefillin next to your head, and we're not concerned you're going to roll over on top of it. Now, just one of these like annoying questions, but it's a good question. What if you know that you're that guy that like wakes up, backwards in bed? What if you know? One of my kids, it's like you walk into the room, it's like, where is he? It's like, oh, yeah, he's there. The bed's over there. Like, what just happened? So what if you know? I don't know, that's something that always bothered me. If you know that you're going to roll over, maybe it'll be different. But anyways, that's the raya, a geshmaka raya. Okay, now is where we have the one very difficult piece in the whole Masechta. So let's hold on. Let's get it clear. We're not gonna go that much further, but let's get it clear. Says the Gemara, Hacha nami mistavra. This is logical. What is logical? Dikineged rosheim. That it is opposite your head. It is logical that you're putting your big day kahuna not tachat rosheim, not under your head, but rather kineged rosheim. Why is it logical? Says the Gemara. I'll tell you why. That if Amrit, you're going to say tachas rosheim, if you're going to tell me that it was under their head, nihi, very good. Dinitnu lehanos bayan, that you could get benefit from them. Meaning, nihi means almost like barring that issue. Nihi, very good, you can get benefit. Meaning, whether you can get benefit or not, I'm not going to deal with. But typically, we have another problem. Typically, that what? Mishom isura de kalayim. There should be a problem sleeping on your clothing. Why? Because your kohen clothing is kalayim. Period. We don't turn the page yet. Kalayim is shatnez. One of the begadim of the kohen, the belt particularly, was shatnez. It's made of wool and linen. How is that allowed? Especially because like Kosov, that kohen's belt could be wool and linen. Says the Gemara, 1 second. We're trying to figure out. We have a question. Zoom out of the Gemara. We have a question. When the kohanim went to sleep, where did they put their clothing? That's the question. So what are our options? So we were looking very tunnel visioned. The options were, is it under your head or next to your head? What's the difference? Do you get benefit from big tikuna or not? Says the Gemara, I'll tell you a totally different conversation. I'll prove to you it can't be under their head. Why not? Because it's under their head, you have a totally different issue. You're getting benefit from shatnez. You're sleeping on top of shatnez. So forget the whole sugya, whether you could get benefit from your kohen clothing, you're not getting benefit. Who cares? You have a different problem. That you're lying on shatnez. You can't lie on shatnez. So that's the raya that what? So where was the kohen clothing? Must have been next to their head. A beautiful raya. That's a separate thing. That's
I don't understand.
yeah, good. What's your question?
New Mishnah.
Well, this is what we're doing. Good. We have to take everything in steps here. It's a Gemara that if you don't take it in steps, it's Chinese.
So we see tachas rosheim.
Good. Let's go in steps. I hear your kasha. Let's go in steps. The Mishnah says tachas rosheim.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? English, it means under their head. So the Gemara, till this point, got very caught up in, was it under their head or not? And what's the nafka mean? What's the difference? Is it called getting benefit from it? And the Gemara first wanted to say yes. The Gemara said no. Pull out your pen, cross out the word tachas, and it means next to. And the Gemara is allowed to do that. Why? because the Gemara is allowed to do what it wants to do and don't ask questions. One day when you
Tell the guy
become God,
tachas, you really mean not.
tell the guy tachas. That's what it means.
He means next.
Again, we have to remember that Mishnayos were transmitted orally. This is called a game of broken telephone, right? We all know that in one chat, the amount of mistakes that you could have if you scroll up, you realize, oh my gosh, what just happened? How did this conversation go so haywire, right? As long as that's what our Mishnayos are. It's broken telephone. So over all the years, and then they finally codify it, they finally write it down. So whoever wrote it down, remember tachas.
Right.
Oh shoot, I messed up. It didn't mean tachas. It meant next to. Good. That's step A of the Gemara. Comes along the Gemara with a totally new conversation. Forget whether you can get benefit or not. I don't care about that, says the Gemara. I have a different problem. And I'll prove to you it can't mean tachas. And tachas has to be a mistake. What's the proof?
Tachas.
Because if it was under your head, you have a problem of shatnez. A beautiful, beautiful raya. Gemara doesn't need my askama, but a beautiful raya. Why can it be a raya to what? Not to the avodah. Why? Because you're saying because it's shatnez. Good. So that kasha has to be dealt with at any step of the Gemara. We have to deal with the fact the Gemara is busy. Are you getting better? 1 second. Why? There's no option in the Gemara of stop, drop, and roll, which is the same thing that you're saying, and that we have to answer like we said yesterday. Gemara and Yuma that kahanim are not malachim, etc. I'm actually going to stop right here. We're not going to go weiter because it gets a little more complicated. And Rashi brings. It's not Rashi, by the way. Just FYI, important to note. Don't make a mistake. This is not Rashi around. It's a big unknown who it is around the page. It's a big unknown, and that's, you should know, one of the reasons why they took the liberty to erase the thing. There you go. No, because there's no Rashi. It's a Mefarish. We don't know what it is. It's probably a Rishon. But yeah, in a Chanami, he brings down that Gemara. But again, what we just learned is it's like 3 steps, but very important. Let's stop here. We'll chazer this here now, and then we over Shabbos have another 2 blots to do. Another 2 blots. Oh, you ready? Close your Gemara. You ready for a fair? Yeah. Go.
Oh,
Go. Whatever. Good. Good. That's okay. You skipped already. You skipped already. Skipped already. Close. The exact opposite. Beis Haftin is Beis Haftin eats. Good.